Welcome to another edition of HBCU News, where we celebrate the cultural richness and resilience of our community. Tonight, Hurricane Milton rapidly intensified at a mind-boggling rate into a Category 5 over the record-breaking warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Central and southern Florida, it is heavily encouraged to evacuate to safe areas and shelters to ensure safety. Milton is forecast to make land on Florida's Gulf Coast on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. It's only been 10 days since Helene scored Florida's Gulf Coast with storm surge and slammed into the Big Bend as a Category 4. Now, officials are asking residents still in recovery mode to evacuate or prepare for another life-threatening storms. It is essential to prepare for potential emergencies by creating an emergency kit with non-perishable food, water, flashlights, and important documents in a waterproof container. Develop a communication plan ensuring family members know how to stay in touch and where to go if evacuation becomes necessary. Here are some tips by the Weather Channel.
The tropics have come to life. A storm is threatening. The clock is ticking. It's time to take action. We're just 48 hours out. A hurricane watch is imminent or has just been issued. Get your car filled with gas and make sure you have plenty of cash. And now's the time to check your evacuation kit. Make sure you have a few days of food and water and grab any last-minute items. And check your insurance papers and other important documents and make sure they're up to date and saved electronically. Also, protect the documents that you are taking with you by putting them in a waterproof envelope. And don't forget to keep tabs on the forecast.
New models are just coming in, so be ready to adjust to any changes in the storm track or intensity. And remember that tropical storm.
The storm is growing stronger and getting closer. We're only 24 hours out. A hurricane warning is up. So finish securing windows and openings with shutters or plywood. Remove all loose items on your property and follow advice of local officials and evacuate if told to do so. Now, the outer bands of the storm are just coming ashore, and it's time to be at your safe location. Family members and friends, they need to know where you are, so share your plans. And remember, all your electronics need to be fully charged because with a storm like this, let me tell you, the power, it could be out for days. And the weather's going downhill fast. Landfall is upon us. Trees are starting to come down. Now is the time to shelter in place and ride out the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, of Central and Southern Florida, please adhere to these amazing tips. In an exciting turn of events last week, Preview A&M alumnus KDRL Hodge etched his name in Atlanta Falcons history by scoring the game-winning touchdown in a thrilling matchup. His remarkable performance not only showcased his skills on the field, but also highlighted the strong legacy of HBCU athletes in professional sports. Hodges' pivotal play brought the Falcons the victory, energizing fans and demonstrating the impact of hard work and dedication. As he continues to make waves in the NFL, Hodge serves as an inspiring example for aspiring athletes from HBCUs and beyond. Let's take a look.
Moving. That's fired, that's caught, and that is Hodge, and Hodge is going to take it to the end zone. A most improbable win for the Atlanta Falcons. Go figure. London gets hurt.
What an amazing way to represent the HBCU community. Grambling State University student Jai captivated audiences recently with a stunning performance of the Grammy-nominated song I Am Changing from the acclaimed film Dreamgirls. With a powerful vocal delivery and heartfelt emotion, Jai's rendition paid tribute to the song's themes and transformative message and resilience. Let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor and let's type "This Girl Can Sing" in the comments. As you can see, she's representing a university and the HBCU community the best. We look forward to seeing her on the charts. This past week, Kentucky State University made history during their Student Government Association inauguration, held in the midst of homecoming celebrations. A landmark moment was achieved as the university welcomes its first all-female executive board, led by the newly elected president, Ori R. Zaganti. Ori's election signifies not only a step forward for gender representation in student leadership, but also a commitment to empowering her peers and driving positive change on campus. Let's welcome Ori to the show to discuss her vision for the year ahead and the impact of this groundbreaking achievement.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Auri Rios Alcantara, the 91st SGA president at the illustrious Kentucky State University. From Indianapolis, Indiana. This is my grad year, well, my senior year. Thank you for having me today.
Welcome, 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 of course, to HBCU News. My first question is, how do you feel that you've constructed a team of all female to run the Student Government Association?
I am truly honored and blessed not only to be the first all-female executive e-board, but also the first Afro-Latina Student Government Association president. It's truly been exciting to not only be the first, but to work with such amazing, amazing, amazing women. They truly have made my job 100% easier and better because Lord knows.
And so when we talk about shifting the HBCU culture, what are some of your plans and goals for Kentucky State University?
So our goals right now are to continue maintaining the academic excellence, but also enriching our mental health and ensuring that each student feels supported in every aspect of their journey. We're really trying to change, but elevate the culture of Kentucky State University and just remain beautiful and positive and show what our campus really has to show.
Great, great. And so we know that you guys have just celebrated your amazing homecoming. And a part of that homecoming was your inauguration. So just take us back to inauguration day and let us know, of course, how it was and what was going through your mind.
It was a little bit stressful. It was a lot going on, just having to, go through the day of homecoming, the week of homecoming, I mean. But it was great. We got ready together, we prayed. And we just went up there, said our oath, and enjoyed the moment with not only ourselves, but the class SGA as well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can see the illustrious female Student Government Association president of the Kentucky State University. Her Instagram, of course, is right under her name, so feel free to connect with her. And once again, we thank you for joining us on HBCU News.
Thank you for having me.
This past summer, Central State University student Kyle Stampley, affectionately known as KB, the MC, was recognized as the top 5 HBCU host, highlighting his significant contributions to the historically Black colleges and universities community. Since his election, Kyle has made an impact giving back, creating several initiatives and elevating the standard of hosting at events, thereby enhancing the HBCU experience. His initiative on his innovative approach not only engages students, but also fosters unity and pride within the community, inspiring others to get involved and make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome KB, the MC, to the show.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone evening is going well. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on this HBCU platform. The biggest, if I don't, mean to boast you guys, but definitely a pleasure to be here.
And so, KB, the MC, my first question to you is how did you market yourself to not just come from a small town in Ohio, but now to market yourself to the top of the HBCU community as a top 5 HBCU host?
Definitely. I couldn't have done it by myself. If I was just doing it by myself, I feel like I wouldn't have even gotten top 10. So I can't say I done it by myself. It was a community. When people say it takes a village to raise a kid, like that's how I won because it took a village. It took the entire Central State. Not only Central State, we have a school right beside us called Wilberforce University. I know I have a lot of supporters over there, so just giving back and thanks to my supporters that helped me and voted every day. And, the people that still post my parties, come to my events and things. I just hosted Kentucky State's homecoming not too long ago. So, just having that support.
Perfect. And so my next question to you is, of course, in the HBCU community, your hosts did not get as much attention as they do now. And we know that you have a big part in, of course, making that change. And so I want you to just give some advice to some of the aspiring HBCU hosts out there who could learn.
Okay. I definitely would say hosting. Well, I know as an HBCU host, HBCU is historically Black college university. Main word in there is college. You gotta make sure you stay on your books. Make sure you're doing good in school because if you're not doing good in school, you're not gonna do good in the parties. If you want to MC or if you want to host, you're not gonna have that good energy feeling. If hey man, I just failed this test or I just so it's just making sure that you have everything laid out perfect and making sure that your schoolwork comes first before any party because if you don't have that schoolwork, man, I'm telling you this, it's not fun when you're in them parties, man. So definitely handling business first before the nightlife business.
Sounds great. Sounds great. So I have one more question for you, KB, the MC. And so we've seen that you've teamed up with the #1 female DJ, and you guys are headed on a HBCU homecoming tour. So just tell us a little bit of some of the places that you're going and some of the things that you have planned.
Okay, so the other top 4 HBCU hosts, the schools are NCAT, Southern, Alabama A&M, and then Faye State. So we all are like in a group chat. They're my guys now. So shout out to all the other 4 top HBCU hosts, that are in the nation. And so it actually is just like kind of like how after I won, while I was racing, with the race, how a village can help. We are all just like, hey man, everybody, if you guys want to come to our homecoming, you're good. So it's like we're going to different homecomings and networking, off of that. So that's a main push that helped me was, getting to be on that platform and not just be seen by Central State host or Wilberforce host or, just host in the Midwest, but host in the entire United States. So that helped me, get the tour going, and as well as DJ Bree, I don't think I need to say too much about her. My big sister, she's a go-getter for sure. So when you have 2 go-getters on the flyers or 2 go-getters on the tour, we're gonna get it done for sure.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Mr. Kyle Stampley, of course, for joining us on HBCU News. Tap in with him on Instagram. Now let's turn our attention to Genesis Joy Monge, an inspiring student from Southern University and A&M. Genesis will share her insights on the critical importance of participating in the voting process. As an advocate for civic engagement, she believes that every voice matters and that voting is essential to shaping the future of our communities and our nation. Join us as she discusses the importance and the power of your votes and encourages everyone to make their voices heard. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Genesis.
Hello, my name is Genesis Joy Monge, and I am the reporter of the incredibly esteemed Southern University and A&M of Baton Rouge. So I first like to start off with thanking Destin and Historically Black Sense for having me to be able to have a platform to speak about voting rights and voting registration. So some of the most important things that we need to know about voting is that you not only need to vote in your in their national elections, but you also need to participate in your local elections. Look within your counties and research within your local communities about local elections that are going on, especially within the legislative branch, as the House of Representatives come this election are all up for grabs. So please make sure that you get in touch and you inform yourself about who is running for the House of Representatives in your state. So make sure that you're also knowledgeable about the county members themselves and the executive officials within your county and within your state, because these people have the jurisdiction to put into these people are in charge of tax rates, they're in charge of budgeting, they're in charge of local initiatives within your community, such as funding for parks or malls. And these people have a major effect on what happens within the community, such as your schools, community clubs, and budgeting for the state and the actual county. And if I know that in certain states, voter registration has closed. However, please look up and make yourselves aware if you are available to register in your home state. For me, I'm from Atlanta, so I am going to be unable to vote in person. So right now, I encourage everybody to use absentee voting. If you know you're not going to be within your respective state, or you know you're not going to be within the country come voting time. So it is imperative that you get your absentee votings, and they close 10 days before the elections. So please make sure that you have made yourself aware of the absentee votings and your local officials, while also making sure that you are aware for the positions and the representatives that are running for Congress. And even if you're unable to vote, such as you're an ex-convict or you may be still too young to vote, please, I encourage you to still advocate for voting and advocate for laws and policy changes, because it really starts at home. And even if you feel like you don't have the power to make that happen, you still have a voice and you can still advocate for people in your community and people around you and people that you go to school with and people you have clubs or people that you do sports with. It's still important that you advocate for what is happening. And this election is really a matter of life or death. It is that serious. We see two sides that seem to be conflicting with each other, and it is not for the wealth of this country that one side wants something completely different to what this country values, and the other side wants something to actually push this country forward. And so as we see what is happening, especially in the effects of Hurricane Helene and another hurricane about to hit, Hurricane Milton, Florida residents are still trying to recover based on what is happening. And we are trying to put rescue efforts on the ground, such as FEMA, but there are also some other charities that you can donate to make sure that the people who are in need of help get the help that they need. So please look up your local charities, local officials, see if you can get them to advocate for pushing a bill to help aid these hurricane victims. And please go to the polls and vote, whether it be nationally or locally.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is some amazing tips you do not want to forget. So we do thank you, of course, Ms. Genesis, for coming on this show. Of course, we do appreciate the voters' advice, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is unfortunately my time. And so we had some amazing guests and some amazing information for you on this HBCU news. And of course, once again, we're here to bring you the latest and the greatest of our HBCU. So once again, I am Destin, signing off. Until next time, HBCU News.